What's going on, everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. The Steam Deck just celebrated its first birthday since it started shipping, so in all actuality, the Steam Deck just turned 1. And I'd say for a first year here on this device, it's been pretty awesome for the Steam Deck itself and even Valve. So I've had a lot of fun with the Steam Deck since it was released, and the main thing that I usually do here is just play my favorite PC games as long as they're Steam Deck verified. And in fact, there's over 5,000 Steam Deck verified / playable games that Valve has kind of gone over and said, yeah, it will work on the Steam Deck, which is really awesome. But the Steam Deck does have a lot more to offer than just PC games, because emulation is absolutely amazing on this handheld. You can use something like EMU Deck to get everything set up, or you could do it manually. It's really up to you. But this will do anything from NES up to Xbox emulation really well. Now, in between there might be a few games that struggle given the CPU power here, but overall, I think it's been a very solid device when it comes to PC gaming and emulation. But, in terms of CPU and GPU performance, we're basically right there on the edge of what this hardware can really do. The next thing that really needs to happen from developers is just more optimizations, geared towards this chipset here, and that's really the great thing about the Steam Deck. All of them use the same hardware. We're all running the same operating system unless you wanted to install Windows, which I do have one laying around with Windows on it, just in case there's a game that's just not Steam Deck compatible. Overall, I'd say, yeah, that this is a handheld console, and just like consoles, even back to, let's say, the Xbox 360, we saw some awesome games running on that hardware that probably should never run that well, and it really came down to optimizations from the developer, or the game creators themselves. And there's no doubt that some developers have really done a great job kind of optimizing settings for the Steam Deck. Some of these new games that are hitting the market do have a Steam Deck preset right there, ready to go. That way we kind of get the best experience out of this with the best visual fidelity that we can out of this 800p display. And this is also true when it comes to emulation. For instance, the Dolphin developers have done a really great job trying to get as many games as they can to run at full speed on the Steam Deck with their latest updates to the Dolphin emulator. So everybody's making strides to get as much running on the Steam Deck as possible, and this is absolutely amazing. That kind of brings me to my next point on why the Steam Deck is so awesome after a year, and that's the deck community itself. One of my favorite things to use with the Steam Deck is known as Decky. I've done a video on it, and basically this allows us to install and run plugins. So they've got their own little plugin store that you can access directly from Decky. CSS Loader is a plugin that allows us to download and change the theme. There's a built-in radio so you can actually listen to music online while you're playing your favorite game. Vibrant Deck is a plugin that allows you to change the saturation of the Steam Deck screen, and personally I think it needs it. I go up to 140 with the setting, think it looks really good like that. You can tune the fan. We've also got power tools that'll allow us to kind of disable the threads or even up the TDP in certain areas if we need it. So we've got some really awesome community support for the Steam Deck also, and don't forget, we've got a built-in desktop here, so you could use the Steam Deck as a full-fledged desktop PC. Obviously, you're going to be running Linux unless you want to install Windows. It's really up to you. You can if you want to. And yeah, I really do think that the Steam Deck has had an awesome first year, but there are people out there who want a little more power, including myself. I think we're a little ways off from the official announcement. They have stated that they are working on a second Steam Deck. We have no clue what the specs are going to be on that. A lot of people have been speculating, including myself, and I kind of wanted to go over what I'd love to see from the Steam Deck too. As we know, the Steam Deck we have right now has a custom AMD Zen 2 based APU, 4 cores, 8 threads, up to 3.5 GHz, an RDNA 2 based iGPU with 8 compute units up to 1600 MHz. We also have 16 GB of LPDDR5 RAM running at 5500 MHz and a 7-inch 800p IPS display. Now, of course, everybody wants to see a high-end Steam Deck too, with an OLED display, a super fast processor, way more GPU power, but I really don't think that's what we're going to get if they want to keep the price right around what we have right now, or maybe just a bit more. Personally, I think what we're going to be seeing is a custom Zen 3 Plus based APU with 4 cores and 8 threads, a little bit of a higher clock up to around 3.8, maybe even 4 GHz in some cases. An RDNA 3 based iGPU with either 8 or 12 compute units. Moving that clock up on the GPU would help out, so going up about 300 MHz without hurting battery life too much. Given the new architecture, we could do about 1800 MHz. Sticking with 16 GB of LPDDR5 RAM, but faster RAM, 6400 MHz instead of 5500. And I think they're still going to use an IPS display because going OLED or AMOLED is just going to drive the price way up. But I do think we'll see a higher resolution, around 1200p with the Steam Deck too. Now, this is just speculation. We don't have any clue what they're going to be doing. Who knows? I mean, we could see some really awesome specs, but I really think to keep that price down, we're going to get a nice little bump in performance, being able to take our games up to 60 FPS at about 800p with the AAA stuff right now and that RDNA 3 iGPU. It'd be nice to see them use Zen 4 cores, but again, it's going to come down to that price. They really can't up it much more than the Steam Deck right now, because there will be a big backlash. If they were to up the price by $150 to $200, yeah, I mean, it really wouldn't do as well as the original Steam Deck did. But either way you look at it, game developers and community plugin creators are still working with the original Steam Deck, and there's more to come with this unit here, so definitely keep an eye out. And there's no denying it's been a great first year for the Steam Deck. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Really appreciate you watching. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you want to see in the Steam Deck 2? Would you rather have a nicer screen with the same battery life, same screen with better battery life, more CPU power, more GPU power? Let us know in the comments below. And like always, thanks for watching.